Chapter 1. A Troubled Childhood. Tom Cruise was born in 1962 in Syracuse, New York, to a working-class family. His father was often absent and struggled with alcohol, while his mother worked tirelessly to keep the household together. Life at home was unstable, and Tom carried scars from his father's harshness. To make matters worse, Tom suffered from dyslexia, a learning disorder that made reading nearly impossible. Teachers dismissed him. Classmates teased him, and his early years were marked by a sense of failure. For a time, young Tom even dreamed of becoming a priest, searching for order and meaning in a chaotic world. But somewhere inside him burned a restless energy, the spark of someone unwilling to be defeated. Chapter 2. Breaking into Hollywood. At 18, Tom left home with little more than determination. He began auditioning for small roles, often facing rejection but never backing down. In 1981, he appeared in a brief part in Endless Love, hardly enough to be noticed. But it was the crack in the door he needed. Soon after, he landed a supporting role in Taps, where his intensity stood out even among more experienced actors. Hollywood began to take notice. The real breakthrough came in 1983 with Risky Business. One unforgettable scene, Tom in a white shirt sliding across the floor to the sound of rock and roll, became a pop culture phenomenon. Practically overnight, he went from an unknown kid to a rising star, but it was Top Gun in 1986 that changed everything. Playing hotshot pilot Pete Maverick Mitchell, Cruise captured the spirit of youthful rebellion and daring. The movie was a global sensation, cementing his status as a Hollywood superstar. From that point on, Tom Cruise wasn't just another actor. He was a brand, a name that guaranteed excitement, speed, and intensity. Chapter 3. Glory and Challenges. The late 1980s and 1990s were Tom Cruise's golden years. He became one of the most bankable stars in the world, not just for his charm and good looks, but for his ability to carry films that blended spectacle with heart. In 1988, he starred in Rain Man alongside Dustin Hoffman. The film won the Academy Award for Best Picture, and Cruise's performance as the self-centered brother who learns compassion showed a deeper side to his talent. Just a year later, in Born on the 4th of July, 1989, he transformed into paralyzed Vietnam veteran Ron Kovic, a role that earned him his first Academy Award nomination and proved he was more than just an action hero. The momentum didn't stop. In the 90s, Cruise delivered hit after hit. A Few Good Men, 1992, with its unforgettable courtroom showdown. The Firm, 1993, a slick legal thriller, and Jerry Maguire, 1996, which gave the world the iconic line, "Show me the money," and earned him another Oscar nomination. That same year, 1996, marked the birth of his defining franchise, Mission: Impossible. Not only did he star as secret agent Ethan Hunt, but he also produced the film himself, taking creative control. The movie became a box office smash and launched a series that would define action cinema for decades. By the end of the century, Tom Cruise was at the very top of Hollywood, a megastar who could move audiences to tears, thrill them with action, and guarantee blockbuster success. Yet behind the glittering fame, storms were beginning to form. Chapter 4. Cracks in the Spotlight. For all his success on screen, Tom Cruise's personal life was far more turbulent. He married 3 times, first to actress Mimi Rogers, then to Nicole Kidman, and later to Katie Holmes. Each relationship captivated the tabloids, and each ended in painful, very public divorce. Cruise's connection to the Church of Scientology also drew intense scrutiny. His outspoken advocacy for the controversial religion, combined with his increasingly visible private struggles, gave the media new fuel. In 2005, an appearance on The Oprah Winfrey Show, where he leapt onto a couch to proclaim his love for Holmes, turned into a cultural spectacle. What was meant to be a display of passion became a viral moment that critics used to paint him as eccentric, even unstable. At the same time, industry executives began to distance themselves. His partnership with Paramount Pictures, home to the Mission: Impossible franchise, was briefly severed. Some wondered if Tom Cruise's reign as Hollywood's golden boy was finally over. But if there is one constant in Cruise's story, it is his refusal to quit. Just as in his films, when the odds seem stacked against him, he finds a way to fight back. Chapter 5: Resurrection and Legacy. By the early 2010s, many believed Tom Cruise's star power was fading. But like the heroes he played, Cruise thrived under pressure. In 2011, he roared back with Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol. The image of him scaling Dubai's Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, without a stunt double, was more than a movie moment. It was a declaration. Tom Cruise was still here, and he was willing to risk everything to prove it. From then on, he doubled down on his reputation as Hollywood's most fearless actor. Whether clinging to the side of an airplane as it took off in Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation, 2015, or performing a high-altitude halo jump in Fallout, 2018, Cruise kept pushing the limits of what was possible on screen. In 2014, Edge of Tomorrow surprised critics and audiences alike. Blending science fiction with humor and relentless action, the film became a cult favorite and further cemented his versatility. Then came the crowning achievement, Top Gun: Maverick, 2022. Released more than 3 decades after the original, the sequel wasn't just a nostalgic return, it was a cultural event. The film soared past $1.4 billion at the global box office, becoming one of the highest-grossing movies of all time. It reminded the world why Cruise was still one of cinema's last true movie stars. Epilogue: the last Hollywood icon today, Tom Cruise is more than an actor. He is a symbol of persistence, discipline, and daring. From a dyslexic child written off by teachers, to a global superstar who performs his own death-defying stunts, his story is one of resilience against the odds. In an age dominated by superheroes and digital effects, Cruise stands apart. He is flesh and blood, running faster, climbing higher, and holding on longer than anyone else. Perhaps that is why audiences continue to believe in him. Because Tom Cruise is not just playing Ethan Hunt. In many ways, he is Ethan Hunt, the man who never gives up, no matter how impossible the mission.